Welcome to the Abundance Hack Show, where we are inspiring you to tap into your power to manifest the happiness, success, and fulfillment that you desire. I am your host, Niajae, the Upper Limit Coach. I am here to dismantle your limiting beliefs and remove the blocks so you can confidently live your life's purpose, because life is meant to be abundant. Hey M&Ms, thank you for tuning into the Abundance Hack Show. What are you manifesting in your life today? I don't know about you, but I am manifesting some magic. Things have been so amazing and so magical, and I think that it's because I've been working really hard on peeling some layers back, peeling back layers of negative pre-programming, releasing the things that are not serving me, and every layer I peel back, I feel like life gets a little more magical. So I hope that you are manifesting some magic in your life. All right, so in today's episode, I want to talk about Clair Abilities. I did a podcast interview with the amazing Danielle Laura, and she talked about the 4 primary Clair Abilities, but I am obsessed with Clair Abilities. So I did a little research and I found out all 8 of them. And I'm also taking this workshop from another amazing woman named Ty Gold, who I just interviewed for Abundance Hacks. So that podcast episode will be airing soon. And she is teaching people how to identify and activate their Clair abilities. So I'll be sharing with you some of the stuff that I've discovered about myself. And yeah, diving into the 8 Clair abilities and what they do. All right, so let's get to it. Number 1 is clairvoyance. So what I'll do is I'll go through all 8 and then I'll break down each one. Number 1 is clairvoyance. Number 2 is clairsentience. Number 3 is clairaudience. Number 4 is claircognizance. Number 5 is clairempathy. Number 6 is clairtangency. Number 7 is clairalience. And forgive me if I mess this one up. Number 8 is clairgustance. Clairgustance? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but we will dive into what it is. So I have my handy dandy notes here, and I also have some notes on my computer. So bear with me as I flip back and forth between the two. So in addition to these 8 Clair abilities, you also have additional gifts like medical intuitives or angel intuitives who channel like spirit guides. So I would consider Abraham Hicks an angel intuitive. She channels, so Esther Hicks channels Abraham, who is the collective, like the spirit guide collective, and they named themselves Abraham. So if you don't know who Abraham Hicks is, oh my goodness, YouTube her, because she is amazing and she has changed my life. Like, she is the woman that you go to for anything law of attraction, So yeah, there's a whole story with her in The Secret, but we are not going to get into that because we are going to focus on Clair abilities. So let's dive into the 8 Clair abilities and what they are. Number 1 is clairvoyance. This is clear seeing, meaning you receive visual information. So a lot of people, I feel like, have this, and here's some clues to know that you may be clairvoyant. So your direction is on point. You see how things fit together, like actually visualize how things fit together. You're very, very visual, and you have vivid dreams. So these are some key points to start to think like, okay, maybe I'm clairvoyant. Now, once you are trained with this gift, like once this gift is activated and you can really tap into it, you may be able to see people's aura. You can see the future, clarify and illuminate the present, or you can see the past. So this is where your gift is actually trained, so you can really tap into it to use it. So I'll tell you guys a little secret. I really want to be able to see people's aura. Like, I want to be able to see their chakras. Like, I want to so bad. I'm like, come on, universe, come on, spirit guides, help a girl out. But unfortunately, I don't. I don't see people's aura or their chakras, but I really want to. So if this is something that you feel like you have, definitely comment. Whatever platform you are listening into, comment. Like, tell us your experience. What do you see? Do you have vivid dreams? And are you really amazing with directions? My sister's amazing with directions. Like, she a lot of times doesn't need her GPS, and she can remember things like wherever she goes. Just like one time, it's almost like she takes a snapshot in her head, like the visual of like knowing where to go. I don't have that gift. But it's all good because we have 7 others to go over. So, number 2 is clairsentience. So, this is clear feeling. This is where you feel things around a situation, a person, or a future experience. So, this is your gut feeling. And I think personally, this is probably one of the most common because everyone has a gut feeling. I'll tell you one thing, I believe Ty and Danielle both feel that we all have access to all Clair abilities. We just have to activate them and fine tune them. So this is where you have a gut feeling, or you say like something doesn't feel right, or I feel it in my gut. This means you are Clair sentient. So you feel people's energy and emotions, and you're uncomfortable in cluttered or dark places, and you feel better when you're in light, airy places. So I will definitely tell you I am clairsentient. And another thing about clairsentience is you trust what you feel. And this applies to everything in life, from jobs to relationships. Like, you just trust what you feel. And I think that life sometimes tries to desensitize us so we don't trust what we feel, but I think it's really important for someone who is clairsentient, who has that gut intuition, to listen to it. It's really, really, really important. So I most definitely am clairsentient. Like, I feel things in my gut. You know, I feel my intuition. Like, I actually feel it in my body. So, and I'm sure you guys have heard me say, like, I feel it in my body. Like, when I'm making a right decision or wrong decision, or, I feel strongly about something, I feel it in my body. So when you hear me say that, that is key words to know that a person is clairsentient. Okay, so the next one is clairaudience. So this is clear hearing. This is inner or outer hearing. So inner hearing is where you hear things in your head, like someone is talking to you, but it's not your own thoughts. And you can also hear voices outside of you. So here's what I read about this. An example is if you were driving to work and suddenly you hear, take the next exit, but there's no one in the vehicle with you. However, the message was clear and seemed to come from outside of yourself. You take the next exit instead of driving your usual route. When you arrive to work, you learn that you avoided a 5-car pileup, which would have made you miss a very important meeting. So sometimes when you get that gut feeling, like, get off this exit, or switch lanes, and you follow it, you could be avoiding something. And I think that sometimes we have these knowings where even if we're late, like you're getting stalled by different things, like random things are happening, it really is our intuition, our spirit guides, the universe guiding us to or away from something. So a lot of times when things happen, I always say everything is working out for my greatest good. Everything is always working out for my greatest good. And it's really important to trust that. And the more you trust that, I feel like the more you're going to sharpen your intuition and your Clair abilities. So some key notes to know if you are clairaudient is you sing, you play music, you have an easy time remembering voices. It's easy for you to hear someone's voice if they're lying to you. You hear ringing or buzzing in your ears. I hear that all the time. You hear whispering noises, talking. You hear knocking, footsteps, creaking noises, and you have sudden inspiration or ideas that come to you. So this is another one of this is probably my strongest Clair ability, is clairaudience. So I hear ringing. So that's one of the first things that I asked Ty is, what does this mean? Because like I'll be talking or doing something and I'll get like a buzzing, and it's either in my right or left ear. And I remember as a kid where anytime like your ear starts ringing or like buzzing randomly, and I'm not talking about hearing a loud noise and then you have a buzzing in your ear, as an aftermath of hearing something loud. I'm just talking about random buzzing in your ear when you're just living life. And I asked her, I'm just like, what does this mean? And she basically says like it's your body's way of like indicating a strong yes or a strong no. So that's something I'm still trying to figure out and understand. So if this is something that you've experienced, I'd love to hear your story. And like I said, Ty is going to be on the show very soon. So if you want to pick someone's brain that teaches about Clair abilities, I can definitely show her any comments if you have questions, because I know I have questions. And that's why I feel really passionate about doing this episode, is because we have these gifts and life tells us, like, sometimes I think I'm crazy, life tells us like, oh, you're just imagining this, or oh, you're not hearing anything, and it causes us to desensitize and silence our gifts. And our gifts are our power. That's our power. That's how we tap into manifestation. That's how we live our best lives, by fully stepping into our power. So if this is something that you've experienced and you've brushed it off because you felt like, I'm just crazy, really, really start to pay attention. Start to pay attention to your body. Our bodies are teaching us things. And so every time we have to make a decision, there is a way to tap into these Clair abilities to help you make decisions. And so sometimes we don't have to go to our friends, we don't have to go to our family and try to ask for advice. We can tune into our own intuition to really find out what is best for us and our greatest good. So yeah, tapping into these Clair abilities. All right, so the next one is Clearcognizance. So Clearcognizance is clear knowing. This knowledge may come from our guides or our higher self. That's what's really important to me, is that everyone get more connected with their inner and higher self. And to me, that's what fine tuning these Clair abilities is going to help you do. So this happens when you suddenly know something out of the blue and you're certain of it because the knowledge seemingly just came from nowhere. You're just like, okay, I just know this. It's like an instant download or data into your mind. So if you're someone who you receive this information and you're like, I don't know where it came from, but I know that this is what it is. And so trusting that. So I will say, there was a time where I had to, and this is recent, I'll be really honest with you guys, I had to figure out, okay, is this my intuition or is this negative pre-programming? So I'll give you an example, not my personal situation, but I'll give you an example, random example. If a female is in a relationship with a man and he's cheating and she's like, I know he's cheating, I don't have any proof, I haven't seen anything, but I know that he is. So there's a certain discernment that has to happen. And I think that that's why it's really important to work with people who are intuitives that help people fine tune their gifts, because you have to ask yourself, like, okay, is this my negative pre-programming where, maybe I was cheated on in the past, which I'm not talking about myself personally, I'm just giving you an example, but maybe I've been cheated on in the past. So now I have a fear of being cheated on, which could be causing me to tell myself this story that my partner is cheating. So you do have to ask yourself that. Or is this my intuition telling me that he's cheating? You know what I mean? So like, this was something that I had to start to figure out for myself, because I had feelings and intuitions about people and things and situations. And I'm like, is this my intuition telling me about this situation or this person, or is this my negative pre-programming? And really fine tuning that to be able to know the difference. So really, really, really powerful thing to clarify if you are trying to tap into your Clair abilities. And it's helpful in life, self-awareness. self-awareness is power. You know, the more you understand yourself, the more you understand your gifts, the more you understand your patterns and negative pre-programming, because we all have negative pre-programming, the better you can utilize it to work for you to fully step into your power. Are you ready to raise your vibrations and tap into abundance? Download our free abundance guided meditation to accelerate your manifestation. This will help you visualize your abundant life and align with that vision so it can become your reality. To download the MP3, go to abundancehack.com/abundance guided meditation. And remember, life is meant to be abundant. The next one is clear empathy. So this is clear emotions. You sense other people's emotions, thoughts, and symptoms. It is the awareness or perception of emotional energy. You don't necessarily experience the feeling in your body, but you're aware of the feeling. This is the one that I have. So a lot of people consider themselves empaths. Empaths is it's a huge thing right now. And there are certain empaths that feel the feelings of whatever's going on. So like if they're around someone who has a backache, their back will start hurting. I don't have that. I don't have that. I don't take on people's feelings, but I do sense them. So I definitely have this specific clear ability, clear empathy. So not an empath where like I feel everyone's emotions and I feel it and then it's really heavy. I don't experience that. I feel people's emotions and I'm like, ooh, this person's in a bad mood. Even if they're saying they're in a good mood, I can sense that they're in a bad mood because we suppress our feelings. And so we suppress them sometimes just to hide how we're feeling. And sometimes we suppress them because we're so used to pretending that everything is okay, especially with social media these days, pretending that we're happy when we're really dealing with something. And I can sense when it's not the case on both sides, like on the good and the bad side. I sense it, but I don't take it on physically. There's some people that do take it on physically. I can just sense it. So even if someone's like, yeah, I'm okay, everything's great, I can still sense that like something is not right. So this makes it really difficult to be friends with me. Because sometimes my friends are like, I'm okay. And I'm like, but I am learning discernment. So at first, I used to be the person that's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not okay. Or like, you're not this, you're not that, whatever they're saying that they are. But then I realized, okay, discernment. I can just, okay, like what you want to share with me is what you want to share with me. And it is not my responsibility to fix people. So that is one thing that I do want people to know. Once you really fine tune your abilities, just because you have this gift, it's not your responsibility to fix everyone. And that is one thing that I had to really let set in. Oh, I just got chills. So that's one thing I had to really let set in when I started tapping into like, okay, what are my abilities? And at first I resisted them because I felt like it's a lot of responsibility and I didn't want that responsibility. But it's not your responsibility to fix people. If someone comes to you and they ask you for help, then you help them. Me as a coach, I had to stop coaching people that wasn't paying me. So like it's not my responsibility to fix my friends and family and all those, like the people that I'm surrounded with. It's not your responsibility to use your clairs to save the world per se. Like I know we're trying to make an impact in the world, but as you identify and fine tune your clairs, know that you have to have discernment. And there was something that Ty said. I'm really excited for you guys to hear her episode, but she said something about like spiritual etiquette or something like that. So like practicing etiquette, like don't just go up to someone and say, oh, I sense that this is going on with you. Like, no, you have to use discernment and know, even if you are sensing these things, sometimes it's not meant for this person to deal with it. Sometimes they're not ready. So you have to use discernment. So really quick tidbit I wanted to put in there. Okay, so the next one is clear tangency, and I hope I'm pronouncing these right. So this is clear touching. So you quickly gain insight when you hold someone's hand, touch their hand, when you pick up an old antique at a flea market, or you touch an old building. So this is you being able to gain insight, knowledge, a download from touching something. So I'm sure like if you shake someone's hand, you will be able to, you know, tap into their energy or a situation or something. So there was a movie, the vampire movie Twilight. That's one of the gifts. Like he was able to like touch someone's hand and like tap into their brain. And I know it's just a movie, but you know, people have this ability. I personally think that people that are tree huggers have this clear. So I have a friend that hugs trees and she gains energy or feels the energy of the tree. This is clairtangency. So if you are able to feel the energy of sometimes pets, people are able to like, you know, hold a pet and know what's going on with the pet, or sometimes plants, everything is energy. So if you can touch a plant and know what it's feeling, this is clairtangency. So I don't have this. I don't have this ability. I don't hug trees. You know, obviously no offense to people who do, but like, and I definitely am not great at keeping plants alive. So this, unfortunately, is not one of my Clair abilities. Okay, so the next one is Clair Salience. This is clear smelling. So this is insight that comes through the perception of smell, such as smelling a fragrance or odor of a substance, person, place, or animal that's not in your immediate surroundings. So the odors are perceived without the use of your physical nose. So an example is if you smell your deceased grandparents' fragrance, you know, or you smell something that reminds you of someone that is deceased. This could be them trying to communicate with you. Or like if you go somewhere and you keep smelling lilacs and lilacs is your mom's favorite flower, this could be a nudge to call your mom because she may need support right now. So this is your intuition coming through the sense of smell. What it is we all have these abilities, but we don't pay attention to them. We could just be like, oh, someone probably walked by that wears the same perfume or cologne, and we brush it off. But if you really start to practice self-awareness and like really pay attention to all of your senses and like, okay, what is this telling me? Because everything is telling you something. Even every ache and pain you have in your body, that is your body sharing something with you. So when you start to pay attention to your body and really tap into your intuition, really tap into the feelings that are coming up, the smells, the sights, the sense, like all of your senses, when you start to pay attention to it, you start to realize our intuition is telling us so much. The universe is communicating with us so many times throughout the day, just like seeing like number sequences. They say your spirit guide has a message for you. Your spirit guides probably send you a lot of messages. You just haven't been listening. So that is what these can help you do. And even if you don't believe in spirit guides, you may, if you believe in God, God is trying to communicate with you. If you believe in the universe, whatever higher being you believe in, or really believing in yourself, believing in your own intuition, your own heart, your own soul. What is your soul trying to tell you? All right, so last but definitely not least, and forgive me if I mispronounce this, but it's clairgustance. So this is clear tasting. This is where you receive information through your sense of taste without having any physical source of that taste in your mouth. So people sometimes report tasting a food or a drink from a loved one who's passed away. Others report that when they're problem solving, so usually police or detectives receive helpful information through an extrasensory taste in their mouths, so which helps them like solve crimes. So they get an unexplainable taste in their mouth, such as blood or a certain chemical that relates to a certain type of drug, which may have given them guidance to find out what really happened. So that, I guess, like would be something that would be really common in detectives or police officers, because it's helping them solve crimes or mysteries. So if you think you have this clear ability, I definitely want to hear from you, because I'd love to hear your experience. So Really quick recap. We have clairvoyance, which is clear seeing, clairsentience, which is clear feeling. We have clairaudience, which is clear hearing, clearcognizance, which is clear knowing, clear empathy, which is clear emotions, clear tangency, which is clear touching, clear salience, which is clear smelling, and then clear gustiance, which is clear tasting. So what are your Clair abilities? Because you have some. You have some. Technically, we all have them all. We have the ability to tap into our intuition through all of our senses. We just have to activate them or choose not to activate them, and that's okay too. Don't feel pressure to activate them, because if you feel like life is going just fine with the way you're communicating with your intuition, then let it be. But if you are curious, like I am, start to pay attention to these little nudges that your intuition is giving you, these little nudges that your spirit guides are giving you, these little nudges that the universe is giving you, because to me, it's a really interesting. And I will tell you, ever since I've been tapping into them more and peeling the layers back of like society trying to silence them, life has been so amazing. Life is always amazing, but I feel like it's getting even more amazing. So it's really exciting for me. So I hope you found value in this. Whatever platform you were tuning into, I would love to hear about your Clair abilities, or if you have questions about any of these Clair abilities, a story you want to share about maybe your clear tasting or whatever you may have experienced. I would love, love, love to hear from you. Or you can email me at connect@abundancehack.com. And until next time, love and light. Thank you for tuning in to the Abundance Hack Show. I would love to hear from you. Leave your comments and questions, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our yummy episodes. Every time you leave a 5-star rating or review, I do my happy dance.